Hi, traders. Dale Pinkert here at TradeGATEHub.com, powered by TradeView Markets, joined with my co-anchor, Mike Venezia.
Good
Mike, how
morning.
you doing today?
We're doing great, Coach. Hope you're feeling better. Really, I know it's been a rough week.
Yeah, so you're the only one in the U.S. that isn't taking NyQuil a couple times a day. I know we're rebounding here, Mike,
Yeah,
and I was willing to give the market a chance to, you know, be good. And some people are saying this is a break to buy here in the S&Ps. And it could turn out to be. But the action from last week was pretty convincing to me.
yeah.
The fact that we broke out over this trend line on a good CPI number and then it failed, and then we had the Fed and it tried to recover interday. Look, this was Fed day and it couldn't get back to the line, and then we took out this 39.50 level. And when you look at the weekly candle, that's pretty ugly.
That was
So
that
go
was
ahead.
CPI, Fed Day, and quad witching all in the same week.
Yeah,
Within basically 2 weeks left, into the year.
yeah.
So it's just not it. Even the end of the year complicates it. This is a chance for people to rebalance nicely, take advantage of that volatility with the Fed, the obviously OPEC. So I didn't mean to interrupt it. That was a chance to do. That was a chance to do something if you wanted to. If you wanted to, that was your chance to get out. If you're down on things, I don't think
Well,
anything's going to change for the next couple of weeks. So
okay. And you're right. I think we are due for seasonal strength and short term. You look at almost any hourly, and the RSI we're way oversold. I'm thinking we have a chance to rally back towards 39 and a half or so, and it would take recapturing this for me to get over my negativity,
really, okay.
because the elephant in the room is Apple.
And
Okay.
Tesla.
And Tesla, okay, but Apple makes
Oh,
up
no,
more
no,
of the
no.
market cap.
No, Apple's tantamount way over
Yeah,
Tesla, but that's more of a psychological trading gauge. I'm just thinking trader. Apple's
yeah.
way more macro. It's yes, I agree.
Okay, so we got the breakdown under 140 was something that I was warning people for, and here, and I called this a hope low, and then hopes are dashed. And when I look at it, Mike, even though I think we could maybe rally back to 140 under pretty ideal circumstances, just like I would need S&Ps to close back over, say, 39 and a half. To arrest this decline, you need Apple to close over 140. And when you look at the weekly chart here, this is a massive distribution top in Apple.
Yeah, it is.
Okay. And I think minimum targets on a breakdown here is towards 110, 112. And if I really want to take the count of the whole formation, basically 130 to 180, $50 range, and a $50 range under this 130 level gives you 80 Apple, and coinkadinkly,
Hmm.
80 is where we were pre-COVID.
A lot of things where
So
we were
I think the
pre-COVID.
market's going to have trouble even absorbing a decline of another 20% in Apple down towards 110. I think there's a chance that we just clean this out after a little seasonal rally, and the S&Ps finally trade down, take out this low, and I'm looking for 34, 33 and a half, maybe as soon as January. And then I think anything that is not making new lows or holding their October
Right,
lows
right.
is
That's the
going to be what I'm going to be interested in accumulating. So that's my take going into Christmas. And I'm interested like on this rebound day, what's leading the way if you want to grab the charts and tell us what you're doing. What are your leaders and laggards today?
all right. Let me see. First of all, something always dramatic happens when I start on, that. So let me check
Yeah.
stuff. But with that being said, is TradeGATEHub, great call on Apple, by the way. And as I
Oh,
sign into TradeGATEHub, I mean, I think I brought that up because it's a hard, like Jim Cramer says, he's not the judge and the jury. It's you own it, you don't trade it. But Apple was a great gauge, and I even brought that up yesterday. Great call on the Apple. But you know what? for me, with I believe it's 8 trading days left, Coach. Tesla's breaking low. Apple right now is still negative. You know, Amazon had a bounce after Amazon's up 65 cents, and I'll go to the charts in a second after
Good.
being down 8 days in a row. So certainly anybody that's still Amazon, it's a stock picking market, and that's all I'm interested in. Like I said, I'm already thinking like you are into January, where I'm trying to clean up the books, if you will. Go over my numbers, something I really don't do until the end of the year. But I'm just stock picking. I'll get to that in a second. And the title of this, I believe, was "What's Moving Up in a Day Like This."
Well, the golds are because there was a huge move by the Bank of Japan, and the yen has strengthened dramatically. That's a big tailwind for precious metals. So I'm sure they're leaders today.
They were, as a matter of fact, if you could see here, where's my sign in this morning? Here we go. On TradeGATEHub. Lewis asked about recession plays. As I said before, Jim Cramer was calling for a rally. Back to the Dow. Just watch a couple of these things here. The Nikkei falls more than 2%, as I said. Always news here as the Bank of Japan winds their yield target. Some news stories. I'll get back to that in a second about recession plays. Lewis, General Mills had some numbers today, which, by the way, some days General Mills reporting, and it is more important than even something that Apple's doing at this point. Seriously, it is the new leader. I don't, just because it has 3 symbols doesn't mean, instead of 4, doesn't mean it can't be a leader, and it is. It's not sexy. I don't like buying soup, and I don't like buying cereal and eating them. You know what I mean?
I think there are going to be new leaders next year. It's not going to be Apple. It's not going to be Fang. It's not going to be MAGA. It's going to be things that have been doing well the last quarter, not the things that are being taken out to the woodshed.
No,
like Apple.
no, go to long terms. Like I said, Apple right now is more of Apple's like the Hindu. It's almost like the gauge of the economy, if you will. Same as Tesla. The new stocks, a couple that we are in, even like ON Semiconductor, still we bought more today. We're in CPRX. There's no surprise that it's kind of a crowded trade, if you will. It doesn't matter. It's still working. We're in Marna, things like this. ATNF is a stock right before listen, there's active trading. You don't have to care about Apple. Look at this ATNF. Has huge range, huge volume, news. It's all you have to do. Like I said, it's stock picking for me from now on. I'm not in it, but stocks like this, and I even like this
Wow.
IC.
Is that in a day, Mike? Was it earnings?
Last 10 minutes.
From $2.50 to $7, $6.50?
Yes, and by the way, it has 8 million shares. There's the long-term chart. I mean, it has these type of moves in it. So you know what?
Was there a catalyst?
Yeah, there's news.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean by the way, that's the type of price action you want to see. It's not like just that one line block up and then. I mean, that's some sort of flow. I don't know if the trade's over. It's not my type of trade. I'll monitor it. But to give you another example, what else do we trade? There's TAL. There were plenty of trades, Coach, stock picking. TAL is this Chinese stock, to no surprise, going up every day. Every day. Obviously, if you know about TDL, the Chinese education stock, you would go right to EDU. That's going hand in hand. A lot of these Chinese stocks keep acting up. YPF was one last night that had some good volume and range. For some reason, I didn't take it. I'm not quite sure. I'll think about things later. MDGL, a stock with huge volume, range, a drug with cancer. I believe it's a kidney or cancer, one of the two. The other one was VXTX. Same looking chart that I was in today. So stocks that are trading, this VXTX yesterday traded what?
8 million.
Yeah,
80
traded
million.
8 million. MDGL yesterday for $250 stock did the same thing. All you have to do with MDGL, buy, stop. You have your list here. Stocks making new highs, stock making new lows. It sounds easier than it is, but when it's evident as a stock picking market because the rotation is still a little bit off. So I'm not splitting the atom here either. You either have to be in our room, listen to your video, or know a little bit about what we do and how we do things to derive a plan. And MDGL, this is another one. What was the high on yesterday? 235. Okay, the market opened down yesterday. Where's 235 on the MDGL? Right near the open. Obviously, people had the same idea with hitting stops, but once it came down a little bit there, it was the back and fill and it went again. VXT, so that made a new buy stop new high.
Are these mainly bios?
Yeah, they are.
Okay.
VXTX, I had it overnight. Yes,
Yeah.
it was a little overpriced. And the reason why I took it is because I've been shorted sometimes earlier in my career. Same thing. And the great thing about a stock like VXTX, it's not like, ooh, the more it opened down, the less I did not want it. The futures are opening down nicely. I saw the market, the stock opening pre-market with some volume only down like 10 cents. So same thing. It sat, there was my sales right there. I sold it a little bit because I had a nice profit in it. If you see my sales, that
Yeah.
was probably me dumping a lot of it. I'm not going to lie. So 705, I had 12,000 shares, 6 minutes later at 655. So
Yeah.
yet I might have thought that it was going to go up. I get it. I had other things to do. So I did save myself 6 grand selling a big block of it here. But once it took out yet, yesterday's high, which
Yeah.
is whatever it was, 721, it went to 772. I know it's not a big percentage, actually is a big percentage gain. But you know what? It was a clean trade, break new high. It had volume. It's still even acting well. I don't even know if the trade is over, but there's plenty of stocks to, plenty of things to do. What else?
Did you glean that trade from your curated Twitter list? Or
No,
that's
this is
something
where
you've done? Huh?
No, this is where I glean it. This is my watch list today. Besides you, my watch list. Everybody, I should always share my watch list twice a day. I have several pages. This is my main universe. Less is better for me. Like these are my gold stocks. If I punch up new mining, 1,000 things come through my head. AU, AEM, GOLD. So I know it's underneath these main players. But to answer your question, these are the hot bios right now. CPRX. Hold on. You know what? Let me get into the chart here if it fits, I believe. CPRX. This is the daily. This is a hot bio. And it should be. Stock's got range, nice range. It's a leader. It is a little bit of a crowded thought but it's still not going to deter me until it tells me differently as the market goes negative, typical. MDGL, same thing. It's right here. VXTX right here. RNA, everybody knows I'm still bullish on this thing. Stock went from 10 to 21 on huge volume, still is way above all the moving averages. It's up because it's not of a short squeeze, a short squeeze, a good story, blah, blah, blah. Same with these type of things here. Yeah, of course, Apple's dead in center, and Tesla's making new lows. And you know what I mean? I looked at my order flow today. The only stock with China, if I can go further, as the market does go negative, Baidu took a lot of option flow. So I started buying a little Baidu today. If any, I know I'm going off on tangents, but that's something that I want to see when a stock makes a move like this, and then it's settling in a good group, with a couple of nice moving averages, probably even had that flush on with getting the weak hands out with that volume. And there was some option flow in today. That's somebody backing up their bet after a nice move on the bottom that I like. So I took a little bit more of a position in Biden. So getting back to my screen, if you will. So this is what I was talking about, General Mills. General Mills, to a degree, is more important, as I said, even to a Tesla. Yes, I'm being dramatic, but for a stock that even Lewis, this will derive to Lewis's question. Inflationary goes back to soup. Yeah, do I think I missed the trade on Campbell Soup? I mean, it's hard to think. It's hard to think of anything but a bio or a technology stock like Campbell Soup, especially if you're in the business as long as we have, that went from 40 to basically 60, for give or take a point or two in a year. I have to put that behind me and go across with the price action. Yes, on the weekly has it formed a little of a double top. The volume there I like, but the move today on General Mills is obviously in the Campbell Soup category, and I wanted to buy it right here at that 50 days. As a matter of fact, I put in bids. I didn't get hit, but I want to see how that closes. They opened it down huge. I mean, the stock closed at 87. Opened at 82.50, very rare for General Mills. I wanted to buy it. I had too much other stuff. I would have been at it for a little, as Kramer says, schnitzel, but it's something that I wouldn't have really crushed the bank on. But I wanted to say, it was more of staying sharp with the rotation to see what they do. It's still above the open. I mean, if you want to do this as a trade, no, I don't care what it is. It's a widget, it's a technology stock. General Mills is above the open right here, 83.92. It's 84.03. It's not a barn burner. I'm sure it's going to hit some stops if it breaks, but it's also one to watch if the rotation still today is correct. And a lot of the other ones are holding up well again. Procter and Gamble. It was their time to take down Campbell Soup a lot, with Mills being that much. So maybe General Mills is just a story. I'll get into it later. But that's all I'm doing. The futures came in, that's expected. Everybody was watching Tesla. For a stock like Apple that at one point was up $1, that's down this, like you said, that gives me no conviction. I'm not even, there's still so much cleanup to go as the volume dissipates to the end of the year with something like this. I don't think I missed it. I don't think I'm going to miss it. I'd rather pay 140 for it than 131. You know what I mean?
Yeah, let it prove itself.
So I'd rather pay with this type of stock. I'd rather pay 140. So yes, I get it. Amazon, we bought it this morning. Nice trade. I'm out of it. Where'd I buy Amazon? Good trade, Mike V. 84.60 was my first trade. I added 84.70, 85.31. I tried to press it. They're my first buys. Finally started selling at 85.80. Yeah, it did go to 86.50, but right now it's at my original buy point. So I took money off the table. And this is the long-term chart. I just bought it because these are the type of trades I do. I wouldn't have added to it if it went lower to my original buy, but there are trades. I mean, the stock's active. Doesn't mean you have to try to pick the bottom or you have to, like you say, tell your Aunt Martha that you're nervous. You took a long-term share on a position on Amazon like everybody else is going to be asking over the holiday. I say I have no idea. So these are stocks I want to be watching out for. Of course, the TLT is not acting favorably. Great call, coach, again. So this is a 2-day downer. Maybe tomorrow we get a flush to the 8-day or something like that. We pull it, but these are the indicators, whether they happen or not, or what I'm looking for. This is my screen. It's no surprise.
Okay. All right. Nice rundown. Anything you want to express to our viewers going into, it's going to be a 3-day holiday. The markets are closed, I believe, on Monday, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay, so you have a couple of days left this week. Is volume thinning out, or is it still pretty good?
Well, it's thinning. It's thin. Well, now it's very thin. As 11, we get it 11:20 a.m. Is it thinning out? You know what? I think it's the majority of moves right now, coach, are ETF related. And that's why you're seeing the mega caps, if you will, acting the way they are. At this time of the year, nobody's really rebalancing Square. Okay, here's Square. You know what I mean? Who's rebalancing Square here? It's done what it's doing. You know what I mean? It's even a good day or a huge big bad day. It's going to be 5 points up or down. All right, big deal. So anything is right now is basically ETF ridden. But you know what? I'm just right now going to stock picking. I'm giving you trades, and there's Helene with the chart on the Qs. We're not again splitting the atom. There it is, just like you said. Trades, Netflix, DXY, green. Everybody's watching. Coach, from here into the year into the end of the year, everybody's on the same thing. You know what I mean? They're taking up a couple of low floaters, like I pointed out before, but everybody's transfixed on really putting the year behind us. Is
right.
Even like Rev said this year, and Rev isn't the judge of the jury.
Yeah.
But he said a couple of months ago, I'll say again, this is the toughest market I've traded in 25 years. That's not an excuse. I don't use any of that as a gauge. Net, I'm beating the averages, but no means am I setting records. But, I want to put it behind me. But yet again, anything that's happening now is going to be on definitely thinner volume. As you get to the trades, listen, the trades have been made. And I don't want to act like say this old cliche, because I will be here New Year's Eve or whenever the market's closed, that anybody's really here at this time is really getting out of losers. You know what I mean? Yeah. But I'm just I have a job to do.
You don't start a new campaign.
Yeah,
the last couple of weeks.
Touche. Well, another well put. So
yeah,
this is what all I do here. I'll go to the stock room on TradeGATEHub. I'll look right here. I'll look at New York Stock Exchange. Well, I'll look at stocks, top U.S. gainers. I'll go throughout my list right here. ICCM, I brought it up. ATNF, first stock I brought. That was the stock I brought up. So not only do we have it's breaking high, the bastard. So not only am I bringing things to you, there's edification on the data that I help curate or give advice to, if I will. That these are the movers. That's all you need to do. Punch up a TCRX. Nothing likes you, move on. You know what I mean? Go on to Don't want to look at the indices. Here are all the indices are doing. You want to look at news? You missed some news for today. Instead of going through all the inertia, go to our news page. Here you go. Stocks, 4 minutes, 6 minutes, 11 minutes ago. Global headlines, 9 minutes, 11. The important one. It's curated by our Twitter feed. You know what I mean? You want to go to the trading room and go back to see what we're doing? Boom. That's what we're doing. Natural gas at resistance. Very good, Jerron. He loves nat gas. And more importantly, if you missed the video, go to the Red YouTube channel like I'm going to do at your 9:30 video Eastern. I'm going to go right here and look at the videos and go back and not only go back and try to give a better product, but it's almost like I like doing the videos because it keeps me honest, and I want to certainly practice what I preach.
Yeah, it keeps you accountable and
No, I love it.
crystallizes your own views when you're doing it. It crystallizes it for me. So
I like accountability. That's what keeps me getting up early. I appreciate the accountability.
Well, another great year in the books working with you, Mike.
You too, Coach. Thank you.
Yeah, look forward to how we're going to climb next year and
Well, you know what?
help people.
The best views come from the hardest climbs.
All right, buddy.
We're going to be here.
Cheers, Mike. Remember, everyone, check out TradeView. You can right on the YouTube page, if you go to the description of TradeGATEHub, there's a link for you to set up a demo or a real account.
And now's the time to do it. You know what? Because listen, like I said, the money's been basically made. I'm going to be here. I'm going to make a couple of moves, for lack of a better term. I don't think I'm going to change a tax bracket. Certainly, hopefully not for the worst, but get the demo. This is a time where there's maybe a man that owns a restaurant. He might lose sleep for 2 months thinking that it has to add onions on his menu and not. Think about that. Costs, if the people are going to like it, so, that might drive them crazy for months. Get a demo, set up your business. Even if it doesn't work, move on next. Just like your opinions, a great frame of reference. So start with that one, okay?
And eat lots of onions.
Or if you don't want it, at least have a plan
garlic
regarding the onions.
Add garlic.
Yes.
You're a garlic guy. I know that. Well, all right, Mike. Thanks very much for sharing your day with us.
Of course, guys. We'll see you after lunch. We'll come back with some stocks with good price action, good range and volume, and we'll see you then. Thanks for sharing.
I'm going to try and top pick silver tomorrow.
I might try to do it now. I might try to front run you.
I'm looking for one more high, 3 drive coming. That's all I could say.
That's all I could say.
I'm going to be on Real Vision later today, so you guys could look out for it.
All right. Well, okay.
All right, guys. See you,
Cheers,
Mike.
everyone.